The best thing that you can do for your life, honestly, is to get addicted to losing. Hello? Welcome back to my 90 days of lessons for me to you. And as I've said earlier, today's lesson is about getting addicted to losing. Once again, this is something that I have been practicing for myself. As somebody who, especially in the content creation game and the social media game, and trying to not really go viral, but build a consistent community. One of the things that you have to deal with, at least for like a few months, if even to 2 to 3 years, is bro, you gotta take them L's, bro. Like you gotta lose repeatedly, possibly every single day. And when I say get addicted to losing, I mean be okay with whatever you do, or whenever you do it for the first, few times, couple hundred times or whatever. Especially with this, is that dude, you're gonna flop. 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 You're gonna flop, and you're gonna flop until it works. And especially with this is how it works. I believe with everything in life, that's just how it works. When you study for an exam, you gotta flop and fail maybe your practice tests or memorizations or applications of things. You're gonna keep failing and failing and failing until one day you don't fail anymore, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna understand it. You're gonna be like, okay, I got it. Let's keep going. um but yeah, getting more into the content creation side of this, because this is something that I'm more so ingrained in now than I am with school, because I've been a little bit removed from school for a couple months, but I'll get into that later. um Dude, I've had my TikTok account that I'm not sure if I mentioned it on this channel, but I had a TikTok account for about 8 months. I grew it to about like 3,500 followers, somewhere close to there. And I was going pretty good. I had videos that were doing like millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, and one day it got banned. It got taken away from me. Um, and that's to add on top of the fact that videos I was posting, maybe they weren't doing good, maybe they weren't doing how I wanted them to, maybe they weren't performing, because it is kind of mentally challenging to put your creative self out there, make a video or make some piece of art and then put it out there, and then people don't like it. And then it hurts even more when you see somebody else do that thing even worse than you, and or maybe they something they didn't really put a lot of thought into, and that's what hits for them. And this is not to say to hate on those people or hate on other people, but it's just knowing that, dude, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. And a week ago, no, not even a week ago, a few days ago, I had another TikTok account that I had had for the past. When did that get banned? It got banned mid-February. This is mid-March. A month. I had that TikTok account a month, and it got banned again. Again, it is a fault of my own because I kept saying nigga, typing it on there, saying nigga. TikTok is really buckling down on that now. Even if you're black, they just don't. That's a part of that's against their community guidelines for some reason. But Jessica can get on there and say it in the video, and she's completely fine. But whatever. So, really, I could have quit. I could have stopped. Even with my other channel, my gaming YouTube channel, I'm losing subscribers over there because some people are like, the content isn't really what they want, and I'm still. It's just there's so much room to quit. There's so many times every single day you wake up, you can quit, you can stop. And if I do that, or if I had done that, bro, I wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't be doing this. This is what, day 11 of this, or day no, this is day 12. This is day 12. And I get out here every single day in the sun. Beautiful day. It's a little bit warm today, but I get out here every day and I'm like, dude, I'm showing up for myself. Whether this flops or not, I'm gonna put it out there and I'm gonna hope for the best. I'm gonna just leave it alone. And that's what I truly believe winning is. I know I'm going from losing to winning, but every day that you show up, even if you lose, even if that day doesn't go how you want it to, you're winning, because you stack all those L's, not to be corny, but 2 L's make a W. You're gonna take way more than 2 L's, but you keep stacking them L's, you keep stacking them, stacking them, stacking them, stacking them. Eventually, they're gonna turn into W's, and when you got those W's, more W's follow. More W's follow. Small W's, small W here, a small W there. L L L L L. Small W here, small W here. Lose, loss. But every single day that you show up for yourself is a W, bro. It's a W, even if on paper you lost that day. And this is going back to my whole TikTok thing. I have a video on there right now. It's not a video that I wanted to blow up or go viral, but you know, it's got like 50,000 views and still going. I'm getting followers off of it. I'm actually gaining the same amount of followers that it took me in a month on that other TikTok, because you know that had just started getting a video that was going viral before it got snapped out of existence. But you know, it's been what, 2 days, 2, 3, 4 days since I've had that account, and it's already getting back to where my second account was. Not my first. I think my first is going to take me like a few months to get back there for sure. Praying to God it doesn't, but you know, I want to hit 10K by the end of the year. But yeah, you know, I was like, I could have quit so many times. I've been given what, 3 opportunities now to quit, and this is my 3rd time. I'm like, no, I'm not quitting. I know this is what I want to do. It's my dream to not, you know, be on TikTok, but you know, to have an audience that actually cares about what I'm talking about and the things that I do, and to touch them and to entertain them and live off of what that can afford me, you know. And another thing that I realized last night with that account is that some videos that I'll post on there, even though they're my videos, because they're reposts, they won't put them in the algorithm. They won't put them on the For You page. Some of them, you know, I can appeal it. I've tried to appeal some of them, but they said no, so I just deleted them. And that was another opportunity. I went to bed last night and I was like, dude, I could quit right now and I could stop. But if I do, I'm the one who's going to regret it. You know, if I let these L's keep stacking up and I don't get a W, I'm the one who's going to regret it, man. I'm the one who's going to hate myself forever for not pushing and keep going, even if, you know, in the moment I'm failing. Because if you keep failing, eventually you will win. If you keep failing and learning, this is the important thing. You fail and you learn, you're gonna win. You have to learn from your L's. You have to learn from your losses. If you struck out with a girl, you know, go back home, review the game footage. What did you do? Go back it over in your mind. What did you do? I know I said don't live in the past, but sometimes you got to go back home, look at the game footage, and be like, all right, what did I do wrong here? What did I say wrong here? How did I speak? What was my body language? Was I awkward? Was I this? Was I that? And then you go and practice that. The only way to get better at things is to practice. Practice is the best way to get better at absolutely anything in the world. But with practice comes losses. When you first start playing basketball and you're shooting from the 3-point line, you know, you take from the 2-point, shit, even a freaking layup, you're gonna suck and it's gonna be a loss. You're gonna be terrible. But if you keep going, you're gonna get better. So yeah, you know, the day that you get comfortable, addicted to losing, is the day you win. And that's something that I'm really pushing myself for. You know, it's so nice to win. That instant gratification, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's euphoric. But imagine for like a year, you're doing terrible, you're doing bad. But that one day where it all pays off, dude, it's an even better high. It's an even better high. Like you're just like, all this work that I put in for an entire year is finally paying off. It's finally paying off. And you know, looking back at those TikTok accounts, I'm just like, damn, they got banned. You know, I had to brute force and work to get to where I am. Now I know more than when I started. I know way more than when I started. You know, that was the reason why the videos that I'm posting, they're able to get a little bit more traction. I know how to kind of grab people's attention a little bit more. I know what there's a certain limit that I need to keep it at, unless I want to like work a little bit harder. And you know, I feel like with TikTok especially, you know, it's kind of random sometimes, but there is a method to it. There is a way that you can cut out the randomization factor of it. And yeah, I believe the best thing that you can do for yourself is to get addicted to losing. And the day that you get addicted to losing is the day that you start winning, because you stop focusing on the wins. You know, as soon as you stop focusing on something, it happens. And I'm saying that out loud to myself, that I should be realizing this. But as soon as you stop focusing on one thing, that one thing that you want, no matter how much you want it, it's the law of attraction, bro. It's the law of attraction. The less you want something, the more it happens. The less you want something, the more it happens. And it sucks that that's the way it is usually. But that's just how the world works, bro. You know, if you keep grinding and just keep your head down, it's gonna happen. If you don't focus on the money side of the monetary side of things, money comes to you just like that. If you just, you know, with this, from I'm speaking of me, for example. If I don't focus on the monetary side of this and what it can get me and what it can gain me, sure, I'm aware of it and it's in my head, but it's not what I'm focusing on. Every day I'm waking up, I'm like, oh man, how can I make some money off of this? How can I make some money off that? How can I make some money off that? No, I'm waking up. I'm like, all right, bro, what's today's idea? What's today's video idea? What am I doing today? What lesson am I gonna do for my 90 days today? You know? What am I gonna do on my YouTube channel? You know? What am I gonna do on my gaming YouTube channel? You know? What am I gonna what skit idea do I have today that I'm gonna post up today? And you know, if you just keep doing that every single day, showing up for yourself every single day, taking those losses every single day, you're gonna win. And when you win, it's gonna be the best feeling ever because you know that you worked for it. And that's what people don't see. People only see, that's another thing. People only see your wins. People only see your wins. They see your L's until you win. People see your L's until you win. The day that you start winning, everybody, every single person, except for the people who are around you maybe, but even then, they only see your wins. Have you ever realized that anybody who hates on streamers and other big YouTubers and content creators are the people that just see their success? It's the people who aren't trying it and they don't know it. Dude, there are so many other creators out there where I'm just like, you know, I feel like I'm doing a little bit more than them. I feel like I'm doing more than them. I feel like I'm funnier than them. But I can feel that way, but I'm not hating on them because I know the amount of work and L's that they put in to get there. I know the amount of days that they showed up there where they didn't want to show up and they got there. I know it took them like 5, 6, maybe 7, 8 years to get to where they are. And they showed up every single day. Every single day in some capacity. They showed up when they wanted to, when they didn't want to, when they didn't feel like it, when they weren't motivated, and they kept going. So that's what I'm saying. You know, unless you went like crazy viral, and even then you probably capitalized on it. I'm not hating on you for that. You know, if you went crazy viral and you capitalized on it, you did something with it, I'm never hating on you for that. You were smart. You were smart. But yeah, the only people who really criticize other people's wins are the people who didn't take the time to put in those losses to get those wins. So yeah, that's today's lesson. As usual, you know, love yourself before you love anybody else. Always try to cultivate a relationship with God, and God loves you. And there's somebody out there that loves you, and if there's nobody out there that loves you, I love you, but there is somebody out there that loves you. So yeah, it's a great day today. It's a great day today. I got work in a little bit, so I'm gonna go edit this video, take a shower because I went for a run today, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow.